Today on the channel, we're going to check out my live rig. Alright, so first of all, my studio is an absolute mess. I've been trying to get ready for this gig coming up this weekend, and I've devoted so much time to working with my pedals and my amps and different things going on. Hey Buki, what's up, boy? He's a good boy. Anyway, I promise there'll be some regular content coming out this weekend, but man, it's been a hectic week, and rehearsals and work and just different things. So thought I'd show you guys my live rig for this weekend. Doing an 80s metal and hard rock gig. So this looks like a rat's nest, but I promise you when this is set up on stage, it's going to be clean as a whistle and organized. Cable management is terrible right now, but it's all working. So what we've got here is I'm running 2 amps. I'm running this 100 watt Vai Carvin Legacy issue number 1. I'm running a Friedman BE100, which is one of my favorite amps of all time, and I'm going to run these Eggnators. I'm going to run the Legacy through the one that's got the Eggnator logo on it. I'm going to run the Friedman through the other one, and have a wet and a dry setup, so to speak. When I say wet, one side's going to have delay, the other one's going to be dry. And the way I've got this set up is I've got this AB switch right here. Got the AB going to, each respective amp. A is the Friedman, B is the Legacy. And I've got my pedal board, everything other than the delay and this pipeline tremolo. I'm going to use it as a volume boost for my solos. Got the output set at like maybe 3. And that's going to give me a dB boost for my leads. So I'll explain that in a minute. But these 2 pedals are running through my Legacy head. Okay, I'm going to use my Legacy for my leads. It's got a little bit of that mid-range punch I'm looking for my leads. So this is going strictly to the effects loop for the Legacy. All right? And then the rest of these pedals, everything else is going straight in. I'm going to plug into this cheap little tuner, and it goes into this EHX Cockfight Plus wah, which is awesome. This thing can do crybaby, it can do fuzz, it can do distortion, it can sound like a talk box, kinda. Gonna run into that, into this little tube screamer, and into my EVH Phase 90. And then for fun, I've got this rainbow machine, which I'm gonna just use for chorus on a couple of the clean songs. Like Every Rose Has Its Thorn. I may replace that and put my Miku pedal on the board just for fun to have at the gig at soundcheck. Undecided. This is the wild card slot. I may put my roto or my micro vibe right there. All right, so both amps are getting these pedals ran to them. So these are running straight into the AB foot switch. So both amps are going to get the benefit of all of these main pedals. The delay and the boost is going to go through the Carvin Legacy, so I can boost my leads when I play solos. Okay, and I'm going to have delay going through the Legacy, and I'm going to have the Friedman try. One little trick that I'm doing is I'm going to run this iron curtain into the Friedman. When you run 2 amps at once, one of them always makes a little bit of noise. It buzzes a little bit. I've put a ground lift on it, but that still doesn't help. And this club we're going to be playing is really nice. We're going to be playing Bowie's at Nashville Friday night, 6 to 9:30. If you want to come check it out if you're in Nashville this Friday, the 24th of March. But I'm going to be running this iron curtain to silence this Friedman. Weird thing is, when I get out there, the Legacy may decide to make the noise. So I may run the iron curtain to the Legacy and run my delay through the Friedman. So when I get out there, I'll see which amp decides is going to be making the most noise. Kind of keeping my fingers crossed it'll work this way. Let me get behind the amps and I'll show you what this rat's nest looks like on the back side of the amps. Then I'll show you my guitars And I'll plug these in and give just a little bit of a sound demo. Won't sound that great through an iPhone, but I'll give you a little bit of a test. And I'm going to bring the white shag carpet out. I'm going to put my amps on the white shag carpet. I mean, why not, you know? It looks classy, right? I'm serious. I'm bringing the white shag carpet with me. So believe it or not, these Egnator cabinets sound humongous, and they're very light. So I can carry them into the gig very easily with one hand. I can carry both cabinets rather than a 412. I don't need a 412 for this gig. I love 412s. I'm old school, but the Egnator cabinets they're like the best investment I've bought in a long time regarding amps and speakers and overall. But man, there's a lot going on here. I've got speaker cables going to each cabinet, and I've got my effects loop for my iron curtain that's going to the Legacy. Top amp here is the Legacy. Bottom one is the Friedman. And yeah, pretty much, or I'm sorry, I've got the iron curtain running to the effects loop of the Friedman, and then I've got the delay and the booster going to the effects loop on the Legacy. I've got the pipeline using as a boost daisy chained into this line 6 delay, so they'll work together out of one loop. These old line 6 delays I think are some of the best delays you can use. I love them, guys. They're fantastic. So that's it. Let's take a look at the guitars. I'm gonna bring you over here. So these are the guitars I'm gonna use. I'm gonna bring out my Murphy Lab Gibson Les Paul. This thing is a 58 Bourbon Burst. I love this guitar. This thing sounds fantastic. I'm gonna play some Guns N' Roses on it, and man, just probably half the set's gonna be played on this thing. A little bit of everything. Got the Frankie for the Van Halen tunes. Gonna play a lot of Van Halen. Gonna do a bunch of old David Lee Roth Van Halen stuff. I've got my Phil Orasek Super Strat that he built for me. Gonna bring that. Gonna do some of the stuff like the Bon Jovi songs, and I'm gonna play Little Wing that night by myself. I'm gonna do that on the Orasek guitar, and of course all the Kiss tunes and a lot of the hard rock stuff, Quiet Riot, you name it, it's gonna be on the Les Paul. And then I've got my Solar G series. This one's got a Evertune. We play Girls, Girls, Girls and Wild Side by Motley Crue. So the Solar has an Evertune. We play an E flat, but I've got the Solar tuned down a step and a half with some really fat strings with that Evertune. So that's what I use for those two Motley songs, and it sounds super heavy. It's awesome. That's going to be the selection. I may bring one more guitar. I might bring a 5 stand and bring one more guitar with a Floyd. Haven't decided yet. So I'm one of those kind of guys. I bring out everything but the kitchen sink. I love to play gigs, and I want it to sound right. And this particular setup is awesome, man. I love to buy amp. That's old school Marty for you. That's what I do. Used to run 2 412s together and do this setup. Sometimes 4 back in the 90s. It was crazy, but those days have passed. Until I get me some roadies, it's gonna be it. So let me plug in, and we'll just let it rip a little bit. All right, so first and foremost, sorry about the audio. I've got the live iPhone video going here, but this is my Les Paul. I'm gonna run through the setup. So with my volume turned down, there's just a little bit of hiss. With my volume turned up, you won't be able to hear it when I play. So I've got the Legacy. Right now the Legacy's on. So just the Legacy playing by itself. Put the delay on. So check it out. I'm going to put the dB increase here, the little bit of the gain boost. So I'll engage that for my solos. Now I'll show you with it off and then on. boost. I may bring that volume up a little bit depending on how sound check goes. Now, without my delay on, the amp sounds a lot more trebly. That's because I've got a nice analog delay set here for my leads. Cool, so here's the Crybaby. Alright, I'm not going to use my tube screamer with my dirty settings because I'm going to use my tube screamer when I do when I play Little Wing. Here's my Phase 90. Alright, so there you go. There's the Eddie sound. Now check it out. I'm going to show you my Friedman. This is what the Friedman sounds like. I've got it set EQ a little bit different. Got a little bit of a gain boost I can add to it. Alright, cool. Now check it out. You can hear that. I've got the Iron Curtain. I've got that on so it gates that noise. Hear that? When I take the Iron Curtain off, listen to this. That's what I would get. Even with my volume turned down on my guitar, that's what I'm getting. Because I'm running 2 amps at once. That would never suffice, man. So with this Iron Curtain, it brings it down exponentially a lot. Alright, so the moment of truth, I'm going to blend that Friedman with a Legacy, and this is the blended sound. Now, which is the Legacy. Not just the Friedman. Together. Now when I increase the volume of the Legacy with a delay, it'll sound like this. Man, it sounds killer. So I'm really prepared. I got everything running. All my chords work good. I've got, when I turn the volume down, very minimal noise thanks to the Iron Curtain, which was a $40 buy on eBay. I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to show you my clean sound if you're interested. So give me a moment and I'll get the clean sound set up with my Phil Orasek Super Strat. Okay, so the clean is ready to go. Here's my Phil Orasek Super Strat. And here's the Legacy. The Legacy has a great clean sound. So here's the clean on the Legacy. A little bit of delay. Wonderful. All right, so now here's the Friedman clean. You can set the Friedman really bright or kind of normal. This is in the normal clean setting. Friedman's got a great clean sound, man. So check it out. This is combined now, both amps clean. I'm going to soften it up with a little bit of delay. A little bit of phase 90. Here's what the Rainbow Machine sounds like. It's got a great chorus sound. A little bit of Crybaby. Now I'm going to put the Tube Screamer on. So the Tube Screamer I've got cranked all the way up as far as gain, and it sounds like this. I think I gotta bring the volume of that wah-wah up a little bit. Let me try that. Man, that Tube Screamer sounds great. So there you go. That's the live rig for Friday night, and I'm gonna be playing for about 3 hours. A lot of hard rock, a lot of metal, and a little bit of stuff in between. You got some Loverboy, some Jimi Hendrix, got a little bit of 70s going on there. So anyway, hope you like this kind of content. If you do, please consider subscribing. And as always, have a great day. Peace out.